The concept of prophecy. What is a prophet? In most people's minds, a prophet is a person who forecasts the future. But literally, a prophet is a person who God communicates with that individual. When God first came upon Abraham and said to him, I am the master of this universe, that was the first communication which God had with Avram. Abraham became a prophet at that moment. Ramchal, Rabbi Luzzatto writes, it's based on Maimonides, that after a prophet has his first engagement with God, the level of understanding goes beyond anything which is within the human capacity. It's an experience that you engage with the infinite. The mind, the intellect is finite. When a prophet prophesizes, he prophesizes in a sleep state, not in a wake state. God communicates through the soul. The faculty of the brain is not engaged when a prophet prophesizes. As a result of that, as the soul being a spiritual component, or the spiritual component of the human being, the degree, the depth, breadth, and expanse of that experience cannot be quantified. So the vividness, the profoundness, the effect on that prophet, he's no longer the same individual. He's a different dimension person after the prophecy. However, pre-Sinai, the only one who knows firsthand that there is a God is the one who God engaged with, the one who received that prophecy. After he receives the prophecy, he has to convince the world that God had communicated a message to be passed on to the world. Avram Avinu, Abraham, together with his wife, Sarah, the matriarch, the founding matriarch of the Jewish people, were the disseminators of this fact, of this information, of monotheism. Because he had such a grasp of God, there was no argument, and there was no theory that he couldn't refute and prove the authenticity and the reality, the truthfulness of a monotheistic being who ultimately wills every aspect of existence. It was known that anyone who entered into Abraham's tent to receive his hospitality entered into his tent as a pagan after he had hosted the person elaborately, like a prince, and engaging in this dialogue of theology. The person was a believer in God, no longer a pagan. And this is why, as I mentioned before, all the paganistic societies, the kings, the leaders, they felt threatened. According to Maimonides, initially, when Avram had left Choron, which is in Mesopotamia, he had tens of thousands of followers. The Torah refers to these people as the souls that he had made in Choron. The Talmud tells us that a person who converts to Judaism, a convert, is like a newborn human being. The soul is infused with a holiness. The soul, the human being, because of the degree of connection and belief, his spirituality, which is his soul, expands. It's magnified. And therefore, he's like a newborn person. And Avram would convert the men to monotheism. Sarah, our matriarch, she would convert the women to monotheism. They were true partners in this objective of spreading God's presence to all humanity. Read the story of the narrative in Genesis. When God created the world on the sixth day of creation, he created the first man, who's known as Adam. And on the same day, because God had said, it is not good for man to be all by himself, I will create a helpmate to assist him in his objective, Ezer Kenegdo. And God created Eve, Chava, who was meant to be his partner, to assist him, whatever level of assistance that he needs, to succeed in his service of God. Adam, initially, when he was created, he was the most perfect human being ever to walk the face of the earth. Not only because he was the first human being, it was because he was the handiwork of God. Chava, Eve, was created from his side. So she was, although God had created her, but she was not created ex nihilo, within herself, in terms of the soul entering into this existence, because Adam's soul had preceded her soul. This is a vast subject topic to be discussed. We will continue talking about this. However, to understand the essence of every human being that we all possess, the spiritual component as a soul, understanding that a human being is more than an intellectual animal, and as a result of this, each of us has a very specific mission in life, which is more than pursuing the material for the material. This is a message we must share with our families, with our friends, and our colleagues.